This morning, I want to ask everybody a simple question. I want to make a statement that I'm going to ask you a question. It's funny because as I sit out and I look back and I look back on life and I look back on business, I look back on all the facets that are going on in my life, and I look back and I say, success isn't owned, it's leased, and the rent is due every single day. I'll repeat it again. Success is not owned, it's leased, and the rent is due every single day. I want to ask everybody a question on this call this morning. If success is not owned, it's leased, and the rent is due every single day, did you pay the rent yesterday? Did you pay your rent yesterday? I'm going to open up the call. Did you pay your rent yesterday? I'm going to say it again. Success is not owned.
Yes.
Lease. Did you pay your rent? And the rent's due every single day. Did you pay your rent?
Yes, I did.
That's what everybody paid the rent.
No, I didn't. No,
everybody paid their rent. Yes. All right. Let me ask you this: did you do enough in your business to generate enough income to pay your mortgage or your rent? Did you do enough yesterday? Did you do enough income-producing activities, yourself and your organization, to generate enough wealth in your business to pay your mortgage or pay your rent yesterday?
Yes.
No. I heard two people say no. Anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple hundred people here this morning.
You have to be compounded. Yes. Yeah. Okay. She dropped it.
Okay.
No.
Compound.
Okay.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask it this way: if everybody in your group did what you did yesterday, would you be diamond today? If you did everything you should do, and your team did everything that should be done, would you be diamond today? I want to repeat it again. Success is not owned, it's leased, and the rent is due every day. The rent in our business is, did you expose the business? Did you pick up the phone and contact some people and educate them about Talk Fusion? The rent in our industry is, did you spend 30 minutes yesterday on personal growth and enhancement? The rent in our business is, did you have guests on the noon, 4, 7, and 9 p.m. broadcast yesterday? The rent in our business is, did you send out a long-distance package so far this week outside your local market? The rent in our business, did you set up, what day this week are you having a money mixer in your house with your prospects on your list coming to your home or your coffee shop or your library or Barnes & Noble, wherever you're doing that event? Did you sit down with the person that you sponsored last and get them started right with the game plan interview in the first 24 to 48 hours, face-to-face within your local market, or using video chat if they're outside your market? That's the rent in Talk Fusion. Did you pay your rent yesterday? Did you pay your rent yesterday? Did you pass out 3 lifestyle magazines, get the names and numbers for each person that you gave them to, and use one of us in the upline that has a story already documented in the company and in the industry to edify you and the company? Did you pay the rent yesterday? Did you pay the rent yesterday? Are you registered for the next boot camp in Atlanta? And have you promoted it to your teams? And are they plugged into it? Did you pay your rent yesterday? Did you go to sleep last night before you went to bed and wrote down 3 things that you're grateful for, that you're thankful for, before you went to sleep? And when you woke up this morning, did you read them to yourself before you got your day started? Did you pay your rent? That's paying the rent. Did you set up yourself to win today? Do you have a list of people that you're going to follow up with and contact today to drive into the 12, the 4, the 7, and 9 broadcast? Did you pay your rent today? Are you building for the Team Builder broadcast, the Tuesday Team Builder broadcast? Have you sent a downline video today to remind your team that it's important to be on it with the prospects and guests? Did you pay your rent today inside of Talk Fusion? Ladies and gentlemen, success is not owned, it's leased, and the rent is due every single day. Did you pay your rent? Will you pay your rent today? Or will it go another day without being paid? And late fees are accruing. Debt is accruing. Doubt is creeping up. Did you pay your rent today inside of Talk Fusion? Success is not owned. It's leased. And every day the rent is due. Have you paid your rent? There's a price, ladies and gentlemen, for success. And it has to be paid every single day. Well, guess what? If the rent's not paid, the mortgage not paid, someone's going to show up at the front door. And they're probably going to put a piece of paper on that front door. I've been there before. And it's going to give you 3 days or 5 days to respond. But you know what? Those 3 to 5 days should have been responded to 90 days ago. Because we're in our current situation right now for the lack of or the focus that we have created the previous 90 days. We're not, today is not today. Today is 90 days previously. So what you created, where you're at today, has been created from the previous 90 days. We have to create compounding, successful dynamics every single day to put us in a positive way to win. Success is not owned. It's leased, and the rent's due every single day. Have you paid your rent? Are you paying your rent? Or is the sheriff going to show up? Call debt. Call foreclosure. Call repossession. Probably relationships is in trouble because finances are at the all-time low in the household. I've been there before. Success is not owned, it's leased, and the rent's due every single day. Are you paying the rent? Are you paying the rent? There's a price to be paid, ladies and gentlemen. When I tell people everything, I talk about blood, sweat, and tears in this business, I put my blood, sweat, and tears in this business every single day. I'm paying my rent. I'm paying my rent. Are you paying your rent? Are you paying your rent for the people that you love and you care about? You don't have to say what you're doing. Look at where you're at today. Did you pay your rent yesterday? Are you going to pay the rent today? We are where we're at right now because of the lack of what we decided not to do the previous 90 days. We have to get ourselves in the mindset that the rent is due every single day. I'll say it again as we close up this call. Success is not owned, it's leased, and the rent is due every single day inside of Talk Fusion, inside your life, inside your spirituality, inside your health, inside your relationships. The rent's due. Are you willing to pay the price?